There's a former college football coach named Tommy Tuberville, who is a senator
Dumb as a bag of rocks.
from Alabama. He does not know what white nationalism is, or he's just playing dumb on purpose because he is a white nationalist. What are your thoughts on him, and also the conversation once again centering about how it is basically the mantra of conservatives that no politics in sports or vice versa for thee, but politics in sports for me?
Right, exactly. Well, I mean, to get precisely to that point, this is a guy who insists that people call him coach. And it's like, dude, no. Like, that's, you don't get to insist that people call you coach. People will call you coach as a sign of respect, right? If they're former players or if they've worked with you, but you don't get to demand that people do that. Like, and that's again trying to conflate sports with politics in a way that you've said you don't want to have happen. Secondly, this is a guy who was preventing promotions to generals for what was
That's
it? I
right.
think a year and a half, 2 years,
Yes.
because he thought the armed services were too woke, and he didn't like the abortion policies the Pentagon had in place, and he was literally degrading our national security in order to try to put forward his own personal view. And to me, that's, you're not serving your country. Like, you, as a public servant, you are supposed to serve the United States. You are not there to grandstand. You are not there to exert your own personal agenda. You are to do what is best for the United States as a whole. And Tommy Tuberville has consistently shown that he doesn't know what the Constitution is. He doesn't know what the duties of a senator are.
He doesn't know the three
He
branches
doesn't
of
know,
government.
right? Like, he doesn't know basic law, and he's only going to do what he thinks will make him feel better. And that's terrible. That's a terrible senator to have in our Congress.
Amen. You reposted, excuse me, on Blue Sky. There was a journalist who edited out an interview that Tommy Tuberville gave to Fox News where he said, quote, "We're getting to a point now where women and girls sports are going to be extinct because already in states across the country, we have high school teams that are made up of totally boys participating against girls." The person that you reposted said, "In California, they let dogs play basketball. Teams of nothing but golden retrievers. They're pushing the human children out of sports because the rule book doesn't explicitly say they can't play."
Right? It's just airbuds everywhere. They're dunking all over us. It's madness out here, man.
From a serious point of view, again, Tuberville knows this. Like, they have this information. They do know this. Why do people take what he says seriously? Why does this have legs at all?
So the biggest problem is that, again, our media, our national media, is more concerned with decorum than with telling the truth. Because the story that you print when Tommy Tuberville says something like that is Tommy Tuberville lies about the number of trans athletes competing in women's sports, because that's the facts. There is not entire teams of boys playing against girls. That is factually incorrect. You are allowed to say that is factually incorrect. If you don't say that that's factually incorrect, you are helping Tommy Tuberville spread a lie, and you are not doing your job properly. And that is one of the reasons why I will not give an interview to the New York Times, because they have done so much harm to this country in terms of both platforming anti-trans activists, as well as their inability to call a lie a lie. And it's the same thing they did back in the 1930s when Hitler was coming to power. They carried Hitler's water. They said, "Oh, he's not going to do the things he says he's going to do. It's all, it's just trying to rile the base up so he can get elected." And they're doing it again. And it's really disheartening, because I know the New York Times still holds a lot of weight in a lot of people's minds, and they are a significant part of the current problems that we are facing.
Amen to that. I can't believe I'm saying this, but one outlet, even though the owner is awful, that has been printing not only very well put headlines, but accurately and creatively inspired headlines is Rolling Stone. Some of the headlines that they have put out, I've been blown away by, because these are legitimate journalists who are clearly having fun with their job, but also painting the picture of how big of a falsehood a conservative said or a
Right.
Republican is running with per se.
Yep.
I have
Teen Vogue has also been doing a really good job.
yes, they have.